This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, Marlon. We're streaming.
All right, Marlon, virtual instructions, please.
Regular commission meeting notice is hereby given that the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida will hold a virtual regular commission meeting utilizing communications media technology in accordance with Emergency Ordinance 2020-009 dated November 10th, 2020, pertaining to conducting local government meetings while under the public health emergency related to the spread of the coronavirus. The regular commission meeting, this is virtual meeting instructions, Wednesday, May 12th, 2021 at 7 p.m. till approximately 11 p.m. You can dial in using your phone. The toll-free number is 1-877-309-2073. The alternate number is 1-571-317-3129. The access code is 213-605-397. Again, the access code is 213-605-397. 2 hours prior to the meeting, you can submit a text or voicemail at 954-707-9820. Any person of the public wishing to comment publicly on any matter, including on items on the agenda, may submit their comments by email to the town clerk at townclerk@tppfl.gov. All comments submitted by email that, if read orally, are 3 minutes or less shall be read into the record. All comments submitted by email shall be made a part of the public record. If any member of the public requires additional information about this meeting or has any questions about how to submit a public comment at the meeting, please contact Marlene D. Martell, Town Clerk, Town of Pembroke Park, 3150 Southwest 52nd Avenue, Pembroke Park, Florida, 33023. And the telephone number is 954-966-4600, extension 235.
Okay, call to order. The time is 7:11. Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, an individual, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Clark,
Here.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Here,
Clerk Commissioner DeVille,
Here.
and the mayor is absent. You have a quorum.
Okay, number 5, additions, deletions, or withdrawals to the agenda.
I have nothing.
Okay,
I believe Commissioner Clark has his hand up.
oh, did you? I'm
No.
sorry.
No, I have nothing at this time.
Oh, sorry. The only thing that I wanted to bring to your attention, that I made one change, and it wasn't something added to the agenda or anything like that. It was just a movement. I removed from the consent agenda, I removed a resolution that was previously scheduled under consent. Now it's been moved to the regular resolutions, which is 9.1.
What is that in reference to?
That's the appointments to the Charter Review Committee.
All right, so 9.1 is still on the agenda, just not under consent.
Right, it's just not under consent. It was moved down to under resolutions. And the other item that is also been added is the proclamation for public services, because this is Public Services Week. So we do have that to be read into the record.
What number is that one?
It would be under proclamations. We have 2 of them at the present time. We have the Municipal Clerks Week. We also have the proclamation for Haitian Heritage Month. So we also have a 3rd proclamation, which is for National Public Works Week proclamation, which is May 16th through May 23rd.
Okay, Marlon, 9.1 is already under resolution.
Right, that's what I'm saying, that originally when the agenda went out,
Okay, I thought you wanted to do it now. Okay, I got
I
you.
just wanted to bring it to your attention that it had been moved there, just in case somebody thought it was still in consent.
Okay. Okay, but now number 6, presentation proclamations, 6.1. I guess Gloria left.
Hold on one second, sir. If I can just get you guys to give me a motion to approve the agenda as is.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as is.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen? Vice Mayor Cohen?
I think she's frozen.
No, she's turning on and off the mic.
What's the matter?
Vice Mayor Cohen?
There she goes.
Yes,
Okay. Commissioner Clark?
Yes.
yes.
Clerk Commissioner DeVille?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0.
Okay, number 6, 6.1, pension report. Pension advisor Rosen. I think she left, right? Lawyer, are you still on?
I think she left is what I want to say. I think she left and she was coming back on the 26th because there was no backup.
Right, okay. 6.2, lobbyist report, Commissioner Clerk, Lobbyist Siegerson.
Okay, throw that over to Siegerson. Ask for him, if you would.
Good evening, Commissioner, Mayor, Commissioner. Well, I guess the mayor's not there. Vice Mayor and Commissioners. What you have in the backup is the March report. You're going to get the April report probably tomorrow or the next day. I still have another report to collect from a team member. But I'll just give. I won't take up a lot of your time now. I'm going to probably request more time at your end of the month workshop to give you a more robust overall picture of some of the details of things that passed during the session that the town should be aware of. But here's a couple of things I'll say. First, as most of you may have heard, some of you may not have heard, I don't know, the town, one of the town's projects was funded, the garden lighting project. I know it's not a big project, but it was something. More importantly, from our perspective as lobbyists and following what's going on in Tallahassee and where this legislature, this governor and this legislature seem to be going with money, with spending, 2 very large pots of money were created for both stormwater type projects and septic to sewer projects, over $500 million in each one. Now, these are going to be grant programs. The good thing about grant programs is that everybody's equal. No Democrats, no Republicans. Things don't get vetoed. You put your grant together. If it's meritorious, you'll get money. And now, but we don't know what the criteria are going to be. We don't know whether it's going to be first come, first serve. We don't know. None of that stuff was. Those questions were actually asked in the Appropriations Committee meetings, but not answered. So the answer is that the Department of Environmental Regulation will be putting together grant criteria, timetables, and so forth and so on. So we feel that like both our septic to sewer program and the remaining drainage needs are things that we can apply for through these 2 very large bags of money, as I've mentioned. So I think those are the 2 most important things. I think to bring away from this. There were a lot of bills that passed that are going to affect city governments, local governments, and I think it would probably be more appropriate if I reported on those in a more robust way at the workshop, unless you have questions about it.
Thank
That's
you.
all I have for now.
Vice Mayor?
I have nothing. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Clerk, nothing?
I have nothing, Commissioner.
Okay.
Thank you, Dave.
6.3,
And could I add one more thing, or one more message to the town attorney? That I don't. She may already know about some of these various numbers of bills that affected that will affect local governments, assuming they get signed by the governor through the bar's local government section or the city attorney group. But I would be more than happy to work with her on, or at least give her what I know about some of this legislation that she needs to know about, if she doesn't already know about it.
That would be great, David. I've seen a lot of it, but it's always good to know the latest and greatest. And
Yeah, none of it's great, I can tell you.
no, I know that. I know that.
I know you know that. I'm just.
I know there's a lot of preemption stuff. There's also the COVID vaccine prohibition stuff. So yeah, and the town planner has been keeping up on a lot of it for us too.
Okay, good. What I need, and I don't think I have it, is I don't know that I have the town planner's email or yours, Melissa.
So it's very easy because it's town attorney at tppfl.gov. And then the town planner is the same, but town planner.
Okay, so not your first and last names.
Correct, the titles.
Title. Okay. All right. I'll figure that out, and I'll get with Marlon if I have any problems.
Okay, that would be great, David. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. I'm done. Anyway,
thank you.
we survived the session. Oh, and one other thing to note, I think it's of interest. As all of you know, Congressman Alcee Hastings passed away April 6th. And this has created a huge scramble for that Congressional District 20 seat. Now, this is the reason why it's important for us to sort of take notice, is that it involves 2 county commissioners, a state senator, a state representative from Broward so far. And these are political changes that we just need to, I guess, pay attention to. Is all I'm saying. It may or may not have an impact on what, for instance, the delegation does going forward, because one of the candidates happens to be the chairman of the delegation, and it's not known right now whether he will resign immediately to run and campaign full time. Some people do that, other people do not. If he does do that, resign immediately to campaign full time, then that would cost, I would assume, Mike Gottlieb to the chairmanship of the delegation, and this, might have, it might be significant to us. That's all I'll say at this time. So we're watching those kinds of developments as well. I'm sorry I went over, but that's it.
Thank you.
That's it for real this time.
All right, 6.3, 2020 fiscal year end audit report. Finance Director Taubenfeld.
Yes, good evening, Clerk, Commissioner, Vice Mayor, and Commissioner. What you have in front of you is the final audit report for the fiscal year end 2020. This is just a follow-up to the previous report that the auditor provided last month. None of the financial figures have changed at all, but what you have here now is a more comprehensive audit report.
Any questions? Yes, none. Okay. Thank you, Harry.
You're welcome.
All right, 6.4 Municipal Clerks Week, May 2nd through 8th, 2021, Mayor and Commission. All right, this is a proclamation for the town of Pembroke Park, Municipal Clerks Week, May 2nd through May 8th, 2021. Whereas the Office of Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the Office of Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the Office of Municipal Clerks provide the professional link between the local governing bodies and the government at all levels. Please mute the mics.
Mayor Cohen,
Mayor,
can you mute your?
Oh,
thank you.
I'm here. Oh,
No, you were not
I'm
muted.
sorry.
Okay, whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of the neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas municipal clerk continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the Office of Municipal Clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishment of the Office of Municipal Clerk. Now, therefore, I, Jeffrey Jacobs, Mayor, Georgina Cohen, Vice Mayor and Commissioner of Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, do recognize the week of May 2nd to May 8th, 2021 as Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our Municipal Clerk, Martell, and Assistant Clerk, Susie Rotlinger, and to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and the exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. That's the first one.
Motion to, you want to approve it or you want to just read it?
I don't know, what should we do, Vice Mayor? And I'm sorry, Clerk?
You can just read the proclamations.
Do I go back to back?
Yes, sir, you can.
We'll have to approve them one at a time. Okay, next one is a proclamation for Town of Pembroke Park, Haitian Heritage Month, May 2022. Whereas the recorded history of Haitians began on December 5th, 1492, when the European navigator Christopher Columbus happened upon a large island in the region of Western Atlantic Ocean that later came to be known as Caribbean. And whereas in 1862, the United States recognizes Haiti as a republic whereas Abraham Lincoln was in office. And whereas the first president of Haiti was Jacques Dessalines from 1758 to 1806. Dessalines was the leader of the Haitian Revolution and later ruled the country when it became independent. He renamed the island Haiti and crowned himself Emperor Jacques I of Haiti. And whereas initially named Hispaniola, Haiti pronounced Haiti means land of high mountains. The name was given by the native inhabitants of the land. And whereas Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince, was founded in 1749 and named for the prince, a prince ship anchored in the bay. And whereas Bertha Pascal Trulot was the first woman president of Haiti, was from 1990 to 1991. She was the provisional president of Haiti for 11 months. She was the first woman in Haitian history to hold that office. And whereas Haitian Heritage Month is a celebration in the United States of Haitian heritage and culture. It was first celebrated in Boston, Massachusetts in 1998. And whereas Haitian Flag Day is a Haitian holiday to celebrate the creation of the flag of Haiti and revolution of Haiti and got its people freedom from France. The day is observed in numerous cities of the U.S. and have a large Haitian population. Now, therefore, I, Jeffrey Jacobs, Mayor, and Davina Cohen, Vice Mayor, and the Commissioner of Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, recognizes the month of May as Haitian Heritage Month. Please join us in celebrating with our friends of Haitian descent. I'd like to personally thank the Mayor and the Commission, and on behalf of the Haitian people, we appreciate this proclamation.
I agree.
Very well done. Thank you, Clerk.
Thank you. Give me a second, guys. I'm sweating here because I had to turn my AC off so you guys don't hear the background noise.
Do you have the third proclamation?
I do, but get a towel first.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Sir, if you like, I can read it for you. I have it in front of me. Commissioner, you want me to read it for you?
Yes, you can, please.
He just needed.
Mark, can you please mute caller 1, caller 10?
Hello?
Thank you. Go on, JC, read the last proclamation.
Okay.
Okay.
National Public Works Week Proclamation. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of Pembroke Park, Florida. And whereas these infrastructure, facilities, and services cannot be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and professionals at all levels of government and the private sector, who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in Pembroke Park, Florida to gain knowledge of and to maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2021 marks the 61st Annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association, be it now resolved, I, Jeffrey Jacobs, Mayor, Georgina Cohen, Vice Mayor, and the Commissioner of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, do hereby designate the week of May 16th to the 22nd, 2021 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association, and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life.
All right. Thank you, Public Works, for your hard work.
Yeah, and great job, Miriam, and all your staff.
Thank you. I'll let them know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't wait. Yes, Miriam, please do. Good job.
All right, number 7, public comments related to the agenda items, good and welfare. Mark, unmute the mics, please.
Yes, 1 second. All right, everybody's unmuted, sir.
Does anybody have any public comments?
I do have a comment that came in earlier today, sir.
Okay,
I received a phone call from a resident by the name of Gloria Garcia. She lives at 117 Lori Lane. She's concerned about issues having to do with code and violations that are have been that she's been cited on. And her comments were basically that prior to the pandemic, they hadn't received any issues, and now during this period of time, they're now being told that there's violations. She's been there for 4 years, and the trailer is a trailer that's been there for 50 years. Therefore, she wanted to bring that to your attention. I'm going to give this information to our town manager, because I do have her telephone number, so that this situation could be addressed. Okay.
thank you.
That's it, sir.
David Ruth? Yeah, David Ruth from Dale Village. If I could give a comment. Okay. Congratulations. But we need to have an election. We're already one seat down. We're going to be down. I know, Mr. Chairman, you agree. We need an election. People should decide.
Hold on 1 second.
People, excuse me, can everybody mute their mics or be quiet in the background, please? We cannot hear people talk. Caller 12, I'm going to have to mute you. We'll unmute you when we open it back up. Go ahead, sir. It's time.
Yes. To repeat myself, congratulations to Ms. Cohen on her retirement, but we will be 2 commissioners down. We need to have an election. And I know the chairperson was going along with Mr. Clark in the past, even though we thought it was costing us some money, and it is going to cost us some money, but it's well worth it because you'll be down to 3 commissioners. We really need to have an election so that the people get a say in who's elected. Now, Ms. Cohen got her job many, many years ago when she was appointed. I actually put an application in at that time and was told that the application was accepted on a Friday. And strangely enough, at the next meeting, was told that they had appointed Ms. Cohen to the position after everyone was asked to put in applications and they were going to have an election. Let's not do that again. Let's have an election. That's what we need to do, and that's up to the people. We really need to do that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you, David.
Everybody else is unmuted, sir.
If there's no more comments, I'd like to close the comment section.
Clerk Commissioner, I do have one more gentleman that's speaking to me right now. So let me go ahead and just let him know that he's going to have to leave the message for another meeting because we're in the meeting right now. So give me just 1 second.
Hey, Mark, why don't we go calling each, each caller will have has a comment or not. If they don't, we can just go. I want to make sure everybody gets their comments out.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's unmuted, and I believe he's already asked if anybody had a comment, so I'm going to mute them now. No one said anything.
Okay.
Okay, so public comment closed.
All right, everybody's muted.
Well, let's see.
Okay, I'm sorry. I had another phone call in regards to code. The gentleman's name is Amabo, and he lives at 102 Dale Road. Again, I have his telephone number. I will forward that on to our manager so that he can go ahead and speak to these individuals that would just like to bring forth the information. Also, our mayor will be on in just a few minutes, so continue with the meeting and then he'll be on so that then he can go forth with any votes in the future. Thank you, guys.
All right, I would like to entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. Oh, wait, we're not here yet. I'm sorry. Number, consider.
What item are you on, Ray?
Number 8, I'd like a motion to approve.
Okay. I just have to ask the question of Marlon, if you don't mind, on this. Is there any items on there regarding procurement on the consent or no?
I don't think so, sir. The procurement item is under ordinances. Hold on 1 second, I want to verify. Yes, sir. The procurement item is under 10.3.
Thank you.
It's under ordinances.
Okay, motion to adopt. I'm here.
Second, hi, Mayor.
Hey, I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
put my
we're,
camera
the
on
motion is
mute.
to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to adopt.
There a second?
Second,
Motion to approve the consent agenda was made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen,
yes.
Clerk Commissioner DeVille,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0. Guys, if Clerk Commissioner, you can continue running the meeting.
Okay. Number 9, resolution 9.1, appointments to the Charter Review Committee, Town Attorney Anderson. Okay.
Melissa, we can't hear you.
You can hear the AC background noise.
Are we on 9.1?
Yes, we hear you.
Are we on 9.1?
Yes.
Okay. So I think the reason this was moved from consent is the commission already actually adopted a resolution. But I was requested by one of the commissioners. I had a request if we could change the criteria for appointment to appointing any eligible person in the town, not just in a commissioner's district. So I made that change to the resolution. And so the resolution which is attached is amended to provide that any commissioner can appoint any citizen from the town, not necessarily from their district. So at this point, the commission would need to vote to accept that resolution and the change to that resolution. And then I'd like to go ahead and go over the appointments because I think we've got enough now to convene the committee and get started. So I'm going to read the title to the resolution now that I've explained what it is, and then the commission can discuss. A resolution of the town of Pembroke Park, Florida, establishing a charter review committee consisting of 5 town residents for the purpose of recommending to the town commission proposed changes to the town charter, superseding conflicting resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Motion to adopt?
Second.
Roll call.
Discussion.
Oh, sorry, discussion.
Okay, here we go.
None, roll call.
Nope, discussion. I have discussion on this.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody. Go ahead.
I can't have my camera on and actually talk to you guys at the same time. So I think for fairness across the board, since we're doing a charter review for the first time in many, many, many years, or actually a first time ever, the town needs fairly represented across the board with every district having one representative. That's why we all appointed one representative from our districts. You know, it's not easy to find someone, but everyone's got a large district. They can find one person. I brought 3 up from my district and finally have one that's actually committed to doing it. So I think everyone needs to be appointing people from their specific district.
May I, you know what, I have to agree with the mayor.
I have to say I agree to a
Because
certain.
there's plenty of people out there and everybody has residents living in there.
Yep. And that was my request, Mr. Chair. May I?
Go ahead, Commissioner Clerk.
Okay, that was my request because I felt like he would do a great job for the mobile home community. And so I'll still go out. I wanted to have my son there. He also would do a good job and be active. But we would have to go get an opinion from the Ethics Commission. So Melissa and I decided that maybe we could go outside, and I'll still keep looking, but I'm not going to just pick. I would not want to pick just anybody. I have to feel like they're going to do us right in the mobile home, protecting and preserving the mobile home and RV way of life.
But that
Sorry,
would
up.
also mean nepotism by appointing your son, and you're specifically saying you're searching for a particular person to put on the commission, not just a resident. That's what you just said, sir.
First of all, that's my district. I get to choose somebody from my district like you did, and I will go back out and I will find somebody from my district. I didn't want my son to be on there because we didn't want anything about nepotism to be brought up. But Melissa and I have been working on it, and that's our final decision. So if that's no, if that fails, then I will go back out and find somebody from my district, District 2.
Well, in my opinion, you need to get working on finding someone. This is being drug out far too long.
I agree.
Okay, in my opinion, I do believe that we want somebody who cares. He has to go out and find somebody he knows that care about the town, not just anybody. That I do agree with, but it also can't be a family member or a son or anything like that, because like you said, that's nepotism.
Right. That's right, and I'll find somebody.
Okay, I'm just afraid it might be dragged on too long if you can't find it.
We'll find somebody. We'll get somebody. I'll get somebody. Okay? I've gone now through 2 people, and I will find somebody, like I said, just like you did. Thank you.
All right, so do we want to then wait until the June voting meeting to get this going? So we've got all the candidates, we've got all the appointments.
I think it would be in the best interest of the town by waiting.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so we'll table 9.1 to the next commission workshop.
I agree.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Number 10, ordinances. 10.1, amendments to T1 Mobile Home Park District, Town Attorney Anderson.
Okay, I'm going to read the title and then the town planner's on as well. And we'll...
Come on.
An ordinance of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, revising Chapter 28, Article 3, Division 8, T1 Mobile Home Park District of the Town's Code of Ordinances by amending sections 28-257, 28-260, 28-269, 28-274, 28-276, 28-278, 28-280, 28-281, 28-282, 28-283, and 28-285, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the Code of Ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Mark, I need to share my screen.
No problem.
Clerk, Commissioner, Vice Mayor, Mayor. I will be walking you through a presentation rather quickly, just so that we are all on the same page of the changes that we are proposing. Here we go. Sorry about that. I couldn't find it on my screen. Give me 1 second. I apologize. I know this happens all the time. So the changes that we're making to the T1, we have gone over them. I have one small change that I'll go over. It's just a definition. So it's 4 major changes. It's to remove the town's responsibility for the maintenance of the wastewater collection from the Code of Ordinances. It doesn't mean, as we discussed at the workshop, we could enter into contractual relationships with mobile home parks if that's the direction that the town commission wishes to go in. There's an item later on the agenda about that, but we don't believe it should be in the code, especially since not all mobile home parks in the town are serviced by the town at this time. It updates some definitions, removes the prohibition of modular homes, and some other cleanup language because the code is older. So as you can see, the red language is struck through, and that's what we would be removing, which is the town's responsibility for the maintenance of the wastewater collection system. This is doesn't mean that it can't happen, as I stated, it just removes it from the Code of Ordinances. The second is to update the definitions. These definitions are consistent with the Broward Land Use Plan as well as Florida statute. And similarly, it would be to allow modular homes. And interestingly enough, between our workshop and tonight, Broward County said that they're updating many different definitions in the Broward Land Use Plan, and that includes the introduction of a modular home. So on second reading, I'd like to also insert a definition for modular home. I think that would be helpful for us going forward. And then finally, just cleaning up the process, how applications are received, and references to the Florida Building Code. I'm available if you have any questions.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Chairman, may I?
Go ahead.
There's a provision. We had a charter change. I believe it was the year 2000. And we, to protect mobile homes, the voters voted that any change in certain provisions of the T1 zoning, it had to go in front of the voters. And so I believe modular homes were there, and any other thing that ties in to what was protected by voters.
So what the charter states is if the town wishes to rezone a T1 district to anything but T1, that would have to go to the voters. That charter amendment does not stop the town from doing amendments to the T1 district, nor does it reference modular homes.
Okay, is there Mr. Miller here? He's more familiar with it, if you don't mind.
No, Mr. Miller's not here. I'm the town planner.
Attorney.
Yes.
Okay.
I concur with the town planner.
I don't know about that.
I can.
The voters voted, and it came in front of the commission. It went to the voters. There was an intent I think we need to look at it and be sure.
I'm happy to bring it.
I'm very sure that it does not violate the charter.
Commissioner Clark, we can also, this is the first reading, so we can also double check and verify between now and the second reading.
Okay. I mean,
Good idea.
I think that it's in there. We were all here. And Gina, were you here when that was all passed?
No, I wasn't, but I know that Michael Miller told me that it was that it did have to go in front of the, it was voted on from the residents.
So we need to get a hold of Michael Miller and whoever else.
I would feel comfortable too with Michael Miller on that subject because that's very touchy.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so I would like to, and the town manager is correct. This is an ordinance. There's 2 readings. The charter prohibits a zoning change.
There was more.
Okay. This is not a zoning change. This is a change. This is a change in some of the definitions and also changing a provision of the code, which the town is not in compliance with because it provides that all mobile home parks shall be responsible for sanitary sewers in the parks, and that is not happening. So, or I'm sorry, the town will be responsible for that, and that is not happening. So in order to bring us into compliance, it was thought that it would be best to amend some of these definitions. It is not changing the zoning. If it was changing the zoning, we would have to comply with the charter as well as the state statute on changing zoning.
Town attorney, I have on the screen the section of the charter that's being referred to. It's just so we don't leave the meeting with misinformation. This talks specifically about changes to the zoning map and not updates to the ordinance as far as any of those types of changes, such as definitions that we're doing tonight. It says no amendments to the town ordinances that changes the actual zoning map designation of a parcel or parcels of lands, and permitted, conditional, or prohibited uses. A modular home is not it's still residential. That's saying that you cannot allow now for auto sales to take place in the T1. That's a use, not a type of building. So I think that's where the confusion came in.
I believe there's more to it, and I agree with Vice Mayor Cohen. This is a very touchy subject, and we know that things were changed, and it was changed by the voters. So if
Sir, you're absolutely right. Well, I mean, we have checked the charter. That's what the charter says. We just showed it to you.
yeah, I think you're missing a part of it. I think you're not getting all the information.
We're only going by what's published in the charter. That's what we can go by. Obviously, we weren't back, but you're right. Between now and the second reading, we're gonna look up all the information and see if there's something that we're missing.
Okay, Michael Miller.
Michael Miller has to be contacted, and he was aware of it. And he, you know,
Can you make sure Mike Miller's there for the next meeting, for the next reading of this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll vote on this tonight, and then they'll have time to do their research, see what's going on, and then we'll come back for a second reading. Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion. No motion. Okay, so Clerk, what do we do in this instant where
it dies?
You could go ahead and pass the gavel to the vice mayor, or you can go ahead and pass the gavel to to the mayor, or you could pass the gavel to Commissioner Clark, and then you could make the motion.
No, I don't, oh, okay, I understand.
As the person running the meeting cannot make the motion. They can second it.
Okay, well, neither one of them want the gavel, so what does that mean?
Nobody wants the gavel?
No?
Okay, well, it dies for a motion. If nobody's gonna make the motion, then it dies.
Actually,
Hold on. Yeah, the mayor, I think, can't speak. Hold on. There's something wrong with this stuff. Hold on one second.
Hold on one
Okay.
second. The mayor is on.
He's got a connection issue. Hold on one second.
Okay, what is the motion?
I believe the motion is to pass the ordinance on first reading.
Really? On first reading.
I'm sorry, say that again. You're breaking.
The motion is to pass the ordinance on first reading, sir.
Okay, and the ordinance is to update the,
Update the T1 or the T1.
Yep. I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to read the first ordinance, or reading of the first ordinance
On first reading.
on first reading.
And I'll pass the gavel to. One second.
You don't need to pass the gavel to second it.
Okay, then I second that motion.
Motion made by Mayor Jacob, seconded by Clerk Commissioner DeVille. Commissioner Clark,
No,
Clerk Commissioner DeVille,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Feel comfortable with this? I would like to hear more, but I have to say no.
Mayor Jacobs.
Yes.
Motion dies 2-2.
Oh, before we move on, I just want to clarify with the town attorney, we will not be bringing the item back. Therefore, we will not be bringing Michael Miller back because there's no longer an item.
You're correct. It died for, it did not pass, so there will be no second reading.
It's only temporary, we know that, but still, a minor victory, hooray.
Okay, so, move on to 10.2. Solid waste collection. Town Attorney Anderson.
Minor victory.
Okay, hey, this is Mayor Jacobs. Can I ask a question real quick? Commissioner Clark, are you in a room by yourself?
no, I have two people from the public with me, a Robert Janzer and who's David Roach.
So sitting there on the dais as you're supposed to be sitting by yourself, why do you have two residents sitting with you, helping you make decisions in the process?
They're not sitting with me. They're 6 feet away and just think that they're on the first row of chairs. And we're not discussing anything together.
You're sitting there talking with it going, so.
Yeah, I'm not talking to anybody.
Okay, I'd just like to make note of this for this meeting. And can someone notate the time and date for this meeting? Thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions, comments? 10.2, solid waste collection, Town Attorney Anderson.
Town Attorney, you need to turn your mic on.
Thank you, Clerk. This ordinance, Michelle Grooms came to me and asked me to make these changes, so I have done that. So I'm going to read the title. It's basically an update to the solid waste collection division of the town code. Ordinance 21-005, an ordinance of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, revising Chapter 11, Article 4, Division 4, Solid Waste Collection of the Town's Code of Ordinances, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the code of ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and providing an effective date.
Motion to adopt.
Any second? I think Vice Mayor is having a problem.
Vice Mayor, you're seconding? Okay.
Did we have a second?
I think Vice Mayor said yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen.
Okay.
What's going on? Now, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was going around and around. I'm having a problem here tonight a little bit. All right.
Okay, Marlon?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. No discussion?
No discussion? No discussion.
A motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner DeVille,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen.
Yes. It stopped.
Motion
Yeah.
passes 4-0.
Okay, 10.3 Procurement Code Ordinance, Town Attorney Anderson.
Ordinance number 2021-006, an ordinance of the Town Commission of the Town of Pembroke Park, Florida, amending Article 5 Procurement by deleting the existing article in its entirety and replacing it with the new Article 5 Procurement, providing for severability, providing for inclusion in the Code of Ordinances, superseding conflicting ordinances and resolutions, and providing an effective date. In part of my effort to update the code, we started sort of with code enforcement and special magistrate. This was the next thing I tackled, the procurement code. I cleaned it up. I made sure that it was consistent with state law, updated it, streamlined it, and discussed it with Harry, the finance director, and the town manager. In the ordinance, the major change in that it currently exists in the ordinance as it's written is the staff, finance director, town manager, and myself are recommending that the spending limit that triggers commission review be raised from $1,500 to $5,000. That's currently in the ordinance. And then there was a second recommendation that is not in the ordinance, but if the commission agrees with it, can be put into the ordinance because this is just first reading. And that recommendation was to increase the procurement threshold for formal RFQ, RFP, and competitive solicitations to 50,000 rather than 25,000. That doesn't mean we won't be getting quotes or doing competitive solicitation. It just means that under 50,000, we won't have to issue an RFP or an RFQ. That's what that means.
That's correct. We'll still have to get the 3 quotes. It'll just speed up the process a little bit more. It will still come before the commission for approval. And this all falls, is in compliance with Florida state statutes. And I think it'll help improve efficiency here in the town.
I thought they were the same thing. RFP and quotes, not the same?
The RFP, you publicly advertise, and you have to put it on, and you have to give 30 days, and then you have to evaluate the bids and come back. When you're getting quotes, you can call companies up and say, hey, I need a quote for this, for such and such. And then we would present those quotes back to the commission. with a recommendation. The RFP process, the open solicitation it takes a lot longer. Plus, the process of preparing the RFP is quite time consuming, including the legal review.
My question, may I, Mr. Chairman?
Are we in discussion? I think,
I don't know.
yeah, I think.
I don't think there's been a motion made.
Oh,
No.
okay. So you want me to wait?
No, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Is there a second? Vice Mayor? I think she's frozen again. Can't hear you.
We can't, Vice Mayor, we can't hear you. You're muted.
We can't hear you, Vice Mayor. You're muted.
She's got the spinning wheel of death.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got it.
Have her,
Commissioner,
Vice Mayor,
you can hand your gavel to, well, you can send it, second it, Commissioner.
Yes.
If you want.
Vice Mayor, if you want to leave and come back.
Okay, I second. Discussion? Commissioner Clark?
Commissioner, you're muted.
I had called Marlon. I didn't see the backup at the workshop. And it wasn't in my packet. So I asked, and I don't see where we have to change it to that kind of money. That's a lot of money. That's a big change. And
Commissioner Clark, the ordinance has been posted. It was posted with the agenda.
Mhm.
So I just want to make that clear. The ordinance has been posted for a while.
Yeah.
And in discussion, I've read it on all the stuff, so it has been posted.
Okay, so I still think that's too big of a jump. We have done well with our finances. We have turned it.
Hello?
Around.
Can you hear me? Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Yes, we can hear you now, Vice Mayor.
I'm against changing it to that type of level, okay, for the discretion and for the RFPs. It's too high, really is.
What was the amount again?
So there's two amounts. The one that there's an amount for the threshold to get commission approval. That is currently $1,500. Staff is recommending that moves up to $5,000, which is what you're approving for JC for summer break, for the town manager for summer break. And then the second item that staff recommends be changed is the threshold for the triggering of an RFQ or an RFP or an invitation to bid. We would recommend taking that from 25,000 to 50,000. It doesn't mean they won't go through, they will still go through competitive solicitation, just not a formal RFQ or RFP.
And they will also come before the commission for approval.
Right.
Every single one. So it's not like, the town manager or staff here is gonna be making purchases of 50,000. That's not what it is. It's gonna come, anything above, under ordinance, anything above $5,000 is gonna come to the commission.
But that's the whole thing. You're going from 1,500 to 5,000. So you're not going to have commission approval up to that amount. That's too high.
5,000?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Without the commission seeing it, no, that's too high. If you want to negotiate and kind of maybe, I know we went up from 500 to 1,500, but now to jump from 1,500 to 5,000, too high. That's too high. If you want to go maybe 2,500.
I would
I'm
say
gonna
3.
let staff address it. Town manager and the finance director, they're in a better position, really.
And so is the commission, because we're the ones that have to pay it, and then we're the ones that get in trouble.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying staff can address those questions better than
I'm
us.
just making my comments known, but in the end, we get criticized. But I would go with what Commissioner Cohen said, 3,000. And then in a couple of years, if they do good and there's no big anything going on, we could always raise it.
I have something I'd like to say about this. I think now that we have proper staff in place around this town, we're in a lot better place than this town has ever been in. We have a competent manager. We have a town attorney. We have a wonderful finance director. We're making strides, moving this along and setting it where it needs to be comparable with all the other towns. I think that's where we need to be. You know, Melissa's done a ton of research. So is Harry. I'm putting this all together. I think this should stay where it stands and we move forward. If there's an issue and we have an issue that comes up down the road, let's go back and fix it. But give the town the opportunity to actually progress and move forward.
And so 3,000 is fine for a starter.
Mayor,
5,000.
Mayor, commissioners, I just want to reply to one thing that was said. Make no mistake about it. Any violation of this ordinance, of the procurement, that's going to fall on me and it's going to fall on finance. That's not going to be on you guys. That I'm telling you, that's going to be on me if that ever happens. But I'll be, you know, that's just not going to happen under my watch.
And I totally agree. You know, everyone else around this town, I've been holding everyone accountable for everything that's done now and done in the past and done in the future. We will continue in that direction.
Hello?
Yeah, Vice Mayor, please mute.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry.
One more thing, Pembroke Park has the lowest threshold of all the municipalities.
I was just going to ask, what are the other municipalities? What are they, where are they at?
It really depends on the size of the municipality. West Park is 5,000, and that's where I got the 5,000. Because they're a similar size town municipality. So
they're 3 times larger. We have 5,000, I believe they're 15. You know, there's nothing wrong with taking baby steps. We've been there when we have a problem with money. Baby steps does not hurt to do. We could always change it up. But once you get up there, you're not going to be turning it back down. That's 3,000 is reasonable.
Why not, Howard? Howard, stop.
3,000.
If it goes up, it can go down. We can always change it. That's the part of being the commission. If there's a problem, we change it. When it comes to anything around this town, if there's a problem, we change it. We are the safeguards for the town. So why don't we progress forward, set it to where even West Park has, and get this town moving forward.
If I may also, Mayor.
You know, listen, our charter is outdated since 1957. It hasn't had a charter review. We are that far behind in everything. So let's get this town moving forward.
That's 100% raise. That is at 3,000. I agree with the vice mayor.
But may I? As long as we can change, I mean, we can change it. I don't see a problem. And I understand what the mayor's saying. I just wanted to make sure that other municipalities, and I didn't want to go with, a high number sounds, overwhelming, because, that's how we got in trouble with the OIG too. So we have to be careful with the numbers. But if you guys feel and I do feel comfortable with the attorney, I do feel comfortable with JC. So you know what, we can try it. If it doesn't work, then you can change it.
If I may, I know Finance Director Harry wanted to make a comment on this, but before Harry, you get on, I did want to clarify something. The reason why the OIG was here before is because the policy that they had before, the town wasn't even following that, and that's not going to happen. Okay, it's not. I'm here, I'm gonna follow this to the letter of the law. And that's just not my style. I'm not gonna sneak things around.
Here's the thing.
That's the
Listen,
reason
when it
why
comes to
you
money,
was here.
JC, I want to say something. When it comes to money, understand, any of you up here screw up, you go to jail. This is public funds. This isn't something to play around with. When you mess around with public funds, you end up in jail. That's just how it goes. So JC and Harry, their necks are on line when it comes to this. If it gets through them, their necks get caught, and then we're next in line. All right. So if they want to stick their head out and raise it to $5,000, I'm okay with it. His next in line. No, and we oversee and we monitor what goes on.
And I forgot about Harry too, so I'm okay with it.
Harry, we're gonna say something.
Yes. Thank you, JC. The other thing I just wanted to add as well is that with the new financial software that's been implemented or in process of implementing, accessibility to the information is going to be available to all the commissioners, and we're also working with Commissioner DeVille watching the transparency part of down the road. But the commissioners will have the ability to review every single invoice prior to the check going out and execution. If there's any issue, all the documentation will be readily available for you to see if you have any questions. And like the mayor said, I feel comfortable with the numbers that are being presented, and we should be fine with those numbers going forward.
Would you call the question, Mr. Chairman?
What question, number 10.3?
Roll.
Call the roll, Marley?
Motion made by Mayor Jacobs, seconded by Clerk Commissioner DeVille. Commissioner Clark?
Yes.
Clerk
Thank you.
Commissioner DeVille?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen?
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0. If you can give me 1 second, I just want to say something in Spanish to the residents that are on the at the meeting right now. I'm getting phone calls from residents, and I just want to say something in Spanish so they understand what's happening.
Okay.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Marlene. Quisiera dejarles saber que yo entiendo que ustedes quieren hablar en la reunión, pero en este momento la sección de hablar para los residentes está cerrada. De todas maneras, pueden ponerse en comunicación conmigo mañana, me pueden mandar un email o me pueden llamar por teléfono y yo me aseguro que les deje su teléfono y su información para el gerente de la ciudad, que es el señor JC Jiménez, y la podemos ayudar con las preguntas y cualquier cosa que usted necesite, los podemos ayudar. So, por favor, quiero que ustedes sepan que sus llamadas no están ignoradas y que no estamos ignorándolos a ustedes. Simplemente la reunión ha empezado y en este momento no es cuando pueden hablar. Y como muchos de ustedes no hablan inglés, es hasta más difícil para mí poder hablar, translate a ustedes los problemas que ustedes tienen. So, quiero nada más que dejarles saber, me pueden llamar mañana o me pueden mandar un email. Para el email, yo soy el Town Clerk, que es TOWNCLERK @fl.gov. Y el teléfono aquí, en la línea mía directa es 754-232-1631. Otra vez, el número aquí de la oficina directo es 754-232-1631. Muchísimas gracias y que tengan buenas noches. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, 12. Everybody mute, please. Discussion 13.1. approval for travel accommodations for Mayor Jacobs to meet with representatives in Washington, D.C. to discuss police department funding opportunities. Mayor Jacobs.
All right, everyone, I got an opportunity to go up to DC and meet with our Congresswoman to help get funding for our police department. I got to go up and meet in person. So this is one of those not to exceed a $1,500 trips. I'm going to try and use my flight benefits so it doesn't cost the town, and just need the hotel and stuff for the night. So typical DC trip like I've done in the past. But this one is specifically to meet with the Congresswoman and try to bring back some funds for our department.
So I'll make a motion that Mayor Jacobs be allowed to take a trip to Washington DC to meet our Congresswoman with
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? None? Is there a date, Mayor Jacobs, when you plan on going?
I know it's as soon as her availability and my availability meet, it will probably be beginning of next month. But we are working on getting a date together.
Okay. Okay, roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Clerk Commissioner DeVille,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark.
yes.
Motion passes 4-0.
At 13.2, police building RFP and request for building quotes. Interim Police Chief Howard.
Good evening, Commissioners. Good evening, Mayor. We put in the request for the to publish an RFP for the construction of the police building, and I'm currently working on the RFP as we speak.
Chief, is this something you want us to vote on, or is it information?
Yeah, I'd like you to vote on it so once the RFP is done, we can go ahead and publish it. And we have another one, but we're not prepared to bring it forward this week. This week, we'll have to wait till next month.
I think
We're just looking for authorization to proceed with the RFP, to advertise, and to get the proposals in.
Okay, Attorney Anderson, can you were going to make a statement.
this is a new, I think this is new. Did we just add this to the agenda?
No, ma'am, this is the one that was previously put on. This is for the construction of the.
I misspoke. JC and David have the item in here.
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we give the authorization to go out for RFP for the building, for the police. What is it you're looking for again, if I may?
Yes, sir. We're looking to begin construction of our police building. RFP for the construction.
For the police building.
Any second?
Second. My thing keeps on going around. I'm having a problem here.
Okay. Discussion?
All right, I'm finally hooked up on Wi-Fi, so I shouldn't lose you guys anymore.
All right. Okay, if you have discussion on 13.2.
I'd like to look to your date.
Okay, roll call.
Motion made by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Vice Mayor Cohen. Vice Mayor Cohen,
Yes.
Mayor Jacobs,
Yes.
Commissioner Clark,
Yes.
Clerk Commissioner DeVille. Clerk Commissioner DeVille, you're muted, sir.
All right, yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 4-0.
Okay, 13.3, emergency orders 21-101 and 21-102, Town Attorney Anderson.
So I'm sure that all of the commission has read by now that the governor signed 2 emergency orders last week. The bottom line on the emergency orders is that he is invalidating or preempting all local government emergency orders that had to do with mask wearing, and other restrictions. So there's been a lot of debate about it in the local government community as to what exactly that meant. But what I'm recommending is that if the town wants to continue requiring masks during medical emergencies, it could be this COVID, it could be something in the future, that we pass an ordinance to that effect, that the town manager will have the authority during publicly declared health emergencies to require masks to be worn in town hall. Different cities, different counties are doing it in different ways. Some are issuing administrative orders, but I think that this is the safest, most effective way for the town to do it. In the meantime, what I have told staff is that we recommend that people wear masks in town hall, depending on, you know, who they're with and who they're talking to. So I just wanted to bring you up to date on those emergency orders. And that's it.
Okay, so no
action necessary. I think what I'm going to do is draft an ordinance to present to the commission in the case of this health emergency or any other future health emergencies. We can require masks and other safety procedures such as social distancing within City Hall.
Okay. 13.4, sanitary sewer maintenance, operational issues and costs.
Sorry, wait 1 second before you continue. Town attorney, this also relates to meetings, virtual meetings. So we're going back to meetings at,
right.
Okay, so.
Thank you for reminding me, Clerk, yes.
Sure, no problem. So moving forward, our next workshop will be in person downstairs in the commission chambers. Thank you.
Also, Ernestine, back to 13.3, will that be for staff also or just the residents?
Everyone.
Okay. Okay, 13.4, sanitary sewer maintenance, operational issues and costs. Town Attorney Anderson.
The town manager and I have discussed this item, and I think the way the town would like to proceed is to reach out to all of the park owners in the town, the mobile home park owners, and discuss the issue of sanitary sewer maintenance. What the town is doing in their park, if any, do they want the town to continue to do it? What's the best way to cover the costs? So there is no action. I am not asking for the town to take any action on this item. I'm just updating the commission where we stand and letting the commission know that staff is going to be doing outreach with the park owners and exploring ways for the town to get a handle on the maintenance of the sanitary sewers, both operationally and cost-wise. JC, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, like right now, Melissa and I are continue to research this issue. We're not taking any immediate actions. I know that this is a practice that's been, as I've learned, this is a practice that's been going on for forever, as I've been told. And I understand that. I understand that each municipality, you know, you have your quirks, you have the way you do things. It is a little unusual, but we're still researching it. There isn't going to be any immediate action right now, and once we develop once we come up with additional findings, what we find out, we'll present it to the commission at a future date, and let them know of a recommended plan of action. I don't know if there's anything else, Melissa.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. 13.5, Vice Mayor Cohen's retirement. Town Manager Jimenez.
As you all know, Vice Mayor Cohen will be leaving us. Hopefully to enjoy herself and to have fun and relax. But with that said, we need to, you, the commission, need to decide how you want to proceed on filling her vacancy. Obviously, there is, you have two options. You have within, I think the commission, the town charter or the town code states that you have, 60 days from the moment of her resignation to appoint, or you can go to special election. Being the history of this town, as far as the communication with residents, I haven't seen really a lot of reviewing the history of the town. I haven't really seen many elections in the past, except for the one that Clerk Commissioner DeVoe won when he ran. So I do leave it up to the commission to decide. If it were me, I probably, so we're not down to 3 commissioners at this moment. Maybe appoint for the remainder of the season of her term, Vice Mayor Cohen's term. Sorry, Mayor Jacobs, go ahead.
So I was just going to put a little input in here. Before we dismiss the 60 days like we did previously, I think we need to wait out the 60 days, see what applicants come through. The commissioners take the time to actually review them, meet with them prior to, and then at that point, we decide as the commission to either appoint someone or we don't appoint and move either forward as a vacancy or we vote for a special election at that time. It is, as you were all finding, it is very, very, very difficult to get anyone interested in working with the town or being in these positions, these political positions, where they can get daily attacks on the internet or, personally every which way from people. It's not an easy position to be in up here. You guys all know it because you're up here as well. Vice Mayor Cohen brought in one person. I think we need to get the word out that we have another opening in her district for anyone else who would like to submit their information. And then as the commission, we review just like we're reviewing for the position. We have less than 2 years left for the seat, and then we all have to go to election again. So I think that would be in the best interest. It would save us the cost of actually funding another election, which is expensive, and the town doesn't have excess funds to be wasting on that. So I think this would be a really good idea and a good opportunity for us to actually interview these people and get to know them and see if they're a good fit for us here. After that, it's us as electeds who have already been elected from our community and represent our community to make this decision. And this is a very difficult decision to make. The person Vice Mayor brought forward, he's got a really good background. I think he'd be good for the position. There's, an opportunity for 60 days for anyone else in that district to come forward. So, there's a lot of people that live in that district. We can go out and put flyers out and see if anyone else is interested in it. That way we got a handful of people to pick from.
And we would here we would prepare a flyer and make sure it gets advertised in the district to solicit interest and make sure if anybody wants to do this, that they submit, and then make sure that they meet and they would check in. They would apply with Marlon, and then we would make sure that they qualify.
You guys know how I feel about appointments, but I know we can't leave a vacant seat for 2 years. For that reason, when we have a commissioner out, we just don't have a quorum.
Action.
So I'm not sure whether it'll be appointment or election. I'm not sure how I would like to proceed yet, but I do know we can't leave the position of the vacancy.
I think what I would recommend is like a compromise here. Let's advertise. Let's see what with how the applications come in. And then the commission can decide and say, all right, you know what, we'll decide here for the remainder of the term. Or the commission at that moment can say, you know what, let's go to special election. But at least.
So JC, with that thought there, let's take the next 30 days and you guys need to get on it like right away, because we have 30 days after June 1st. So we have the whole month of June. Now, remember, I don't know what months we have our hiatus, what's going on with that at the moment, but that would be the month of June. So we would have to, if we're on hiatus, have a special for that purpose. But, I don't see an issue with it. It's something that can't wait. It needs to happen right away. So we can't drag our feet on getting the word out about this position.
May I say something, Chair, Mayor? Correction, Town Manager.
Yes.
You said resignation. I'm retiring.
Oh,
I'm taking an early retirement.
You get him, Vice Mayor.
I am. Thank you, Mayor.
I'm sorry. You're absolutely right, Vice Mayor. And a well-deserved retirement.
Wake up. Thank you.
Because JC's planning the party, right?
JC's throwing the party.
Yes, he's throwing me under the bus.
That too.
All right, attorney report, number 14.
I do not have a report.
Wait a minute. Do we have a consensus? Want to make sure we have a consensus to advertise, get letters of intent for filling Vice Mayor Cohen's seat?
It was just directive, right?
Yeah, it was just direction.
Yeah, but what's the direction?
The direction is to advertise.
Okay, got it.
Everyone in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
I agree with, that sounds fair.
Okay.
You're muted.
Commissioner Clark,
Commissioner Clark, you're muted.
The only other side to this, who's received the information on the applicant that you suggested, Gina? I never got it. Did everybody else get it?
Nope.
No, just the clerk.
Okay, so, I think we play it by ear, give them the directive, but if we're under pressure, okay, to do something, then I don't want to preclude going back to the applicant that has come forward to begin with. I too feel like that would be a good applicant. So for myself, I would say let's play it by ear, start out by advertising. But I agree with what Mayor DeVille is saying. Chairman DeVille is saying, and that is we can't wait 2 years. All right, I just don't think we should do that. So maybe we'll have somebody, it might be Eric. So I don't want to bar that. So I'm just going to say, go as it is and advertise, but maybe the next time we meet, a commissioner will have on there to appoint him or to go for the special election. I don't know yet. All I know is 2 years is too long. That's my comment.
So the consensus that I hear is to go ahead and start the process to get individuals that are looking to take over the vice mayor seat until the election in 2023, correct?
No, Matt, you can't close it. We don't know what we're going to do a year from now. Maybe we can get 3 candidates in the commission, decide. I'll go along with what they're starting off, but 2 months from now, at the end of the wire, when we come up to that 60 days, instead of going to a special election, maybe we'll decide that Eric is the person. I would go for Eric. Maybe next time we meet, one of us will have on there special election. Nothing precludes any one commissioner putting an item on the agenda, or that Eric be the appointee. I mean, Gina has high of them. So I'm saying just play it by ear. Start it off the way you're doing it, and then we'll see how it evolves.
Right, okay, so for time purposes, we'll advertise now, JC, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
All right, number 14, attorney reports was none. Town manager reports?
Yes, Mayor, Commissioner, Clerk Commissioner, Commissioner Clark. I just want to let you know, Harry and I are working closely on monitoring the American Recovery Act, which is the federal stimulus bill, if you will, for the COVID-19 crisis. We stand in line to receive, you know, a good chunk of money. We in excess of $2 million, and we're exploring what. I mean, they've come out with the regulations, about 100 pages of regulation as what you can use the money for. We're working through that, trying to identify what we can and cannot use the money for. And I just want to let you know that we are working diligently on that. And that's all I have right now for now, sir.
Mr. Chairperson, can I ask a question?
Go ahead, Howard.
Okay. Melissa, may I ask you a question? Do we have to make a motion accepting Commissioner Cohen's letter of retirement, or doing what you did tonight is enough by just announcing it?
She submitted her retirement and resignation by email, and she's made her intention clear, and so I think that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner comment, Commissioner Clark.
Keep up the great work. It all looks good. And go up there and get that money, Mayor Jacobs. We're right behind you.
All right.
That's all, Mr.
Well,
Chair.
Commissioner DeVille, I have no comment. We will miss Vice Mayor Cohen. I think we did a lot together. We've accomplished a lot in a short period of time. I would like for it to continue, but I understand that family and health is important. But you'll be around, so at least now I could talk to you. And
oh, yes, I could talk to everyone.
Yeah, it won't be sunshine. So.
Everyone.
Right.
I can point the fingers.
Just use all of them, not just that middle one.
I was just going to say I could use the finger, but this one, the nice one.
All right, Vice Mayor Cohen, Commissioner comment?
No, just that, thank you guys for everything. And I'm not going to get emotional. I love you all, and I support you all, and whatever decisions you guys want to make, I'm 100% behind you. And I'm a call away, so you can always call me, and I can, whatever you need, I'm here for you, always. You're always here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mayor Jacobs.
All right, just a couple comments so everyone knows what's going on in full transparency. I've been in contact with Chevron Jones, our state senator, on the progress going through. He's going to make a stop at our vaccines pod on the 15th. I would like everyone to come out if they would like to. Just a reminder, we do have our vaccine pod over at the Preserve. It's from 8 to 4 on Saturday. I believe the senator said he would be there in the morning sometime. I've also talked to Marie Woodson a few times. Both are going to attend our next 2 meetings. I believe Marie will be here on our next workshop, and then Senator Jones will be here. Sorry, Representative Woodson will be here on the 26th, and Senator Chevron Jones will be here on June, I think it's the 7th, I'm not sure, our first meeting in June. He's going to come, and they're both going to give us updates from the House and Senate side on how things progressed. I just wanted you to know I've been keeping in contact with everyone, making sure things progress for our town, and working pretty hard with it. We've got some good things coming up again, and I'm trying to get some money for us. So every which way, if one door closes, I'm after another one. So I don't think I have anything else for tonight.
I like the direction.
JC, go ahead.
I just want to let you know, Mayor, I don't think you're aware of this, and commissioners, Senator Jones will be at our next meeting. He has requested, he's going to give you all legislative recap of this past session.
JC, that's the first meeting in June.
Yeah, the commission meeting,
Yeah.
The first one in June 9th.
That's what I just said.
Sorry,
When is Mr. Chairman, when is the hiatus? When are we going away? If you could ask Marlon.
I don't think we've decided on that yet.
I thought it was June and July we were going. No.
More vaguely.
Yes, at the last meeting, the agreement was that we start on June 10th, after our next commission meeting, June 10th, and then we come back. We come back on August 25th, which is our workshop.
Okay.
We're doing it the same way we did last year, but of course, if needed, we can have a special meeting.
Okay. And Mr. Chairman, I forgot to make a comment. May I?
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. I also want to, because I went out to the food giveaway, had your backs. I want to thank Joy, Miriam, JC, and all of the staff. They really did a great job, Ray and commissioners, and it was nice, and we did it.
Someone's got to mute.
Please mute. Thanks, Mayor.
Okay, and so I got a little more to add to the last of my bit here. Vice Mayor Cohen, I'll wait to the next meeting to put tears in your eyes. So, but I do want to thank you for all the years of service that you've dedicated to this town. Next meeting, bring some Kleenexes, okay? Also,
Oh, no.
also, we did have a very good food drive. This was a collaboration with Commissioner Alexandra Davis from Miramar, Commissioner Joy Smith from West Park, and our commission here in Pembroke Park to make that food drive work. We used our location and our commission, and we had volunteers. I got there when it was raining at the very end because I was working throughout the day. But I'm glad to see that we were able to get 3 towns to actually come together for one event. I'd like to see more of this happen down the road. You know, baby steps. It's a start, but that was 3 towns, commissioners from 3 different towns that were able to pull that off. So unfortunately, we had to schedule, unschedule, reschedule. It was a little bit of a disaster. I think we were driving JC crazy. So, all right, I'm done with comments.
You're muted, Commissioner Clerk.
Just to reiterate, it was a really good event.
I agree. I was there. I was there late. I was there.
I'd like to also recognize and have you guys recognize Deetra too, because she put a lot into a lot of this too, what's been going on. Let's recognize her as well.
Okay.
I agree. She was there working very hard at the food giveaway.
And if I left anybody out, everybody is recognized. I was just doing the main for simplicity. There was a lot of people there from town help and volunteers. So it was really good, to make it short. And Ray and the mayor, whoever was there, Gina, our vice mayor, it was great.
I agree. At the end, it came together, and we got it done. So that's good. And to confirm, Clerk, the next meeting is live in person, right? At Town Hall?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And it'll be a workshop it's the workshop that's scheduled for May 26th.
Okay,
All meetings going forward will be live.
okay. All right, announcements. We have a few announcements. COVID, Pfizer's first vaccine will be this Saturday, May 15, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Preserve Park. Also, special magistrate hearing is May 18, 2021 at 9 a.m. Workshop commission meetings, May 26, 2021 at 6 p.m. Feeding South Florida warehouse training program starts Monday, May 31st, 2021 through Friday, June 4th, 2021 at 9 a.m. The second Pfizer vaccine will be on Saturday, May 5th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. also at the Preserve. Regular commission meeting is June 9th, 2021 at 7 p.m. Okay, motion for adjournment. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great job, DeVille, Commissioner DeVille. Great job.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I was gonna say something, but I don't want to scare you. I was gonna ask you, what time does everybody go to sleep? Because after I'm retired, you know, I'm gonna start calling. 1, 2, 3 in the morning? No, I'm kidding. Have a good night. Thank you.
Mark, if you could stop the recording, please.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye, Gina.
Good evening, everyone.
No problem.